Hi, my name's Matt and I'd like to welcome you to this Zindiac training video. Product or service ownership. So the product owner role, which is, for those of you who come from an agile background, you'll be very familiar with. It comes certainly from Scrum. It's defined in Scrum. It's one of the three Scrum roles along with Scrum Master and Developer. The product owner is the person who is both responsible and has authority for the products in the organisation. And you can see on the slide there, it talks about authority. The authority, it's really important that the product owner is given the authority to own the product by the organisation. And in many organisations, that can be a bit of an issue. So they need the skills and experience. If they don't have the skills and experience, then we may need to train them, and different people may need different degrees of training, but we need to make sure they do have the skills and experience, because otherwise they won't have the confidence of the organisation and the organisation won't be prepared to give them the authority. And it's very important that they are given the authority. I can't stress that enough. And as it says on the slide, organisations must trust them to use their authority. They must have legitimacy. So they must have an understanding, first-hand experience and knowledge of the customer, of the environment, of the competitors. Really great product owners will know as much about their competitors' product or service as their own. And if you've ever met one and talked to them, you'll know that's true. They'll tell you everything about their product, but also all their competitors and why their product is better than their competitors, and potentially, anything, if they're being really candid, anything that's better about their competitors than their own. And they must have time to fulfill the role. One of the issues you quite often have with product owners is, if we take them out of business as usual, if we take them out of operations, and we're taking them out of there because we want someone with skills and experience and knowledge and legitimacy, so we want them to understand the product or service. But if we take them out full time, then they start to lose that current knowledge. So we need them to keep a foot in each area. So we've got, they're doing some business as usual operations and some product ownership. So they need to have a balance between the two. If they do too much product ownership and not enough of their day-to-day job, they may lose touch with their day-to-day job. But if they're not, it's not recognised in their day-to-day job that they are being a product owner and they need to have less to do. If we're just trying to pile that on top of them, they won't have time to fulfil the product owner role effectively. So that's really important. Again, practices for which product or service ownership is relevant: high impact only. Again, I'll only read the portfolio management and relationship management. So I've also highlighted relationship management. Again, we'll cover it in more detail later in this video, so stay tuned for that. But they're the two you need to know in more detail for the exam. So portfolio management, involvement of product owners and product or service managers in evaluating and prioritising the product or service investment proposals. So they know their product better than anyone, so we've got all sorts of ideas for improvement. They prioritise, they have the authority to prioritise that within the portfolio. Relationship management, structuring interactions with stakeholders, involvement in establishing customers' priorities for new or changed products and services, coordinating customers' requirements and feedback, involvement in addressing complaints, and mediating conflicting requirements. And again, this might be a bit of a mind shift for you, but we shouldn't necessarily see complaints too negatively. So clearly, we don't want lots of complaints, but if someone complains, at least it does show that they're somewhat invested in us. They've bothered to complain, because some people won't complain. Some people will just go, I'm not happy, I'll never buy from them again, but they'll never tell you. They'll just go away. Yeah, you'll just lose them as a customer, and you'll never know. So if someone's complaining, and like I said, we don't want lots of complaints, but if someone's complaining, they are invested in us. They want us to improve. They're telling us how to improve. And they're not just leaving. So they're giving us an opportunity to improve. So, they're giving us an opportunity to say, we're terribly sorry. Do remember to apologise. It's really important that you apologise. We're terribly sorry that you're not satisfied. Try and explain what happened and why it happened. Not to excuse it, but just to explain it. And then obviously tell them what you're going to do to improve, to ensure that they are satisfied in the future, that whatever caused their complaint won't happen again. I hope you've enjoyed this video. You'll see a link to subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and you'll see links to more high velocity IT videos as well. Thank you for watching, and you'll see me soon.